Somewhere around the Ides of March, we figured that if we were going to be shut-ins, we might as well take up gardening. Today's the 4th of July, and for obvious reasons, no one is invited for the foreseeable future. And the 4th of July is kind of a snapshot inflection point between spring and summer. So here's a suitably distant walkthrough of what we've muddled through in the last 112 days. Alright, so walking out of our porch, you can see we've put in a number of raised beds here on the left, and we'll start there. You'll notice that what we believe to be Cherokee purple tomato plants there on the left are established by another probably 2 months in the actual bed, and they are definitely showing it. We don't have anything off of them yet, but they are producing just solid blocks of tomatoes, so we are super excited with what they're going to do. And if you want, you can compare, once we back out just a little bit here, the relatively new planted in tomatoes on the right that have shot up a lot, and then the tomatoes on the left that have had a lot of time to really dig in there and turn into big old tomato bushes. So that is what we have going on in bed number 1. And over here we have some eggplant plants there on the left. We have just trellised those up a little bit. We've actually gotten a few eggplants off of them already, and they are showing our seconds. We have some lima beans there on the right. Junelin is picking out a lot of those that have started to dry off. We're going to be picking them dry. We've been very happy with that. And over here we have our beets and our, I believe, Clemson chubby okra, I think those are bolt hardy beets there, and salsify is that small plant in the lower right. You see the really pretty okra flowers there. We have already pulled probably 12 or more big old okra pods off of those, probably bordering on too large, but these are, from what I'm told, a variety that gets larger. We also have a citrus tree there, and we are going to take a look next at all of these sweet potatoes here. Those are relatively newly placed, you can tell. Hopefully they love this heat because we're getting a lot of it. And this is just some more of our tomato plants here. You can tell these are 2 or 3 different varieties other than the Cherokee purples, and some love the heat, some are barely managing. But, they're all trying. We have 2 more eggplant plants there on the right. We have very pretty purple flowers there, although they are not enjoying the heat quite as much as you would expect, I guess. We also have another sweet potato there in a pot. We have some citrus trees. We have some greens which have bolted a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to grab the seeds as they come out. We started almost all of this from seed, and the first peat pods we used to do that were defective. We didn't know because we'd never used peat pods before. But over here is some overflow that's just gone straight into the dirt. We did till a little bit, and they seem to be doing okay. Not as well as the raised beds, but they are certainly giving it everything they've got. We're coming up over here on tomato bed number 2. One is trying to get out the side, so we just kind of supported it the best we could. This one's kind of turned into a circle, and you see there we also have a pepper plant there on the side. Just need to give him a temporary home, and it turned into a permanent one. We'll see how it handles being in the mix with all of the other ones. Hopefully it turns out well. And it has been really interesting to watch which tomato plants do and don't perform well based on species. And over here, this is our sweet potato raised bed. 2 kinds of sweet potatoes. One came from a nursery, the ones on the right there. The ones on the left, definitely a week or 2 behind those, but they all seem to be growing equally well, just, the newer, just a little bit slower. But they are enjoying the heat so far. No wilting or anything that we can tell. That's our little experiment area over here. These are a Middle Eastern pepper plant. We're probably going to be migrating these into a large raised bed as soon as it is completed. A fig tree hanging out. We have a orphaned tomato plant and 2 hot pepper plants. This here is a ghost pepper and has a number of pepper plants already ready to go on there. We are excited. These have been struggling a little bit with the heat, and something that is loved to poke holes in our leaves. We think it's some kind of caterpillar. These are salsify plants. They are apparently kind of a carrot-looking thing that tastes like an oyster. carrot. So we're going to eat those and see how much we love and or hate them, but they have been a joy to grow so far. You just have to clear them a lot of vertical space because they grow a very deep taproot sort of structure. This is our next up raised bed. It is by far the largest of the ones that we have had. It needs to be filled. Wood probably on the bottom, then layers of leaves, and then fancy dirt. And over here is just kind of our sort of an experiment. We discovered we put in one of each of the varieties that we could tell, and some of the varieties you can see here do not handle the South Carolina heat very well at all. I've even tried shading them just to see if it would help, and so far, not really any dice. So, that's just kind of not dead yet, I guess. So you probably noticed the giant wood pile over there on the right. That will be gone soon. We're having someone come and mulch those, and we'll probably use that, for fertilizer, mulch, all the above. We'll come up with every single use for it we can. We'll probably compost some of it. So that's going to come up, and things will look very different, which is why we wanted to kind of grab this snapshot of what the first few months of this look like. But over here we have Junilin's extremely adorable watermelon patch. I forget the specific variety of watermelon she is growing, but it is adorable, especially when you pan down and you see just the cutest little watermelons down there. Just adorable. And that is what we wanted to show you guys. Thank you so much for taking a walk through our garden. We miss all of you.